Hello, humans. Let me know how the audio sounds on this once someone shows up because this is a late night special due to the fact that I've been under the weather. I still kind of am, and I've just chugged a bunch of caffeine to be like, I refuse to not do a Tuesday update because the whole point is that every week you know there's going to be something new on a Tuesday. Anyway, I got like five different things to talk about. As per usual, I start with low I'm gonna keep the expectations low. I'm gonna do like one or two things, and then there's like five things it turns out I've been doing over the past week, and I forgot about half of them until I started writing this caption or whatever. So the one that I'm testing out right now is I have this little mic in front of my face, but what's actually recording is this. Let me just show you actually. I'll pick it up. Is I think it's recording through this. You should actually hear this differently now. Actually, it should be going in your left ear, ideally. Um, it's a binaural stereo immersive recording headset, and this is something that I've been playing around with for years now. I wanted to pull up an example for you on my Instagram. I have got a few up there, and on my SoundCloud and my YouTube page, actually. I've got a bunch of like old stuff from across the years in various places, but I'm curious about like doing some more of this in the studio and like talking at it rather than like having them in my ears. These are basically these little I used to use a set from Hook Audio, but they've been kind of discontinued. Ha! The theme of today. Um and then now I've finally, like after many years, upgraded to these Sennheiser ones because I still have an interest in doing it. And the Hook ones are no longer like you can't get the app anymore. I only have it on like one old phone. It's like still got the app. Oh, I don't need to have this URL up. Anyway, so uh, at some point I'll share all the binaural stereo audio stuff I've got. But let me just show you some stuff with it right now. Oh, this is one of I have this new page. If you don't know about it, it's on my website. Go to alexglow.notion.site. That's why I had this up here. And you can see all of the different live things I'm doing, including live streams and upcoming events. This one's already passed. I should take that down. This one ended up getting cancelled, or not cancelled, postponed because of an eventuality. But I am going to SuperCon. I'm working on getting some new PCBs and stickers up for that. You can see what else I've got going on, upcoming Hackster Cafe episodes, Dayglow show, which I think we're having an episode this Thursday. I'll have to put that up. Also, Hack O'Clock is spontaneous live streams, often late at night, kind of like this one. And then also Space Song Sundays, which I'll get back to doing soon. And you can see other things since I started putting this page up. So what was the point here? Oh yeah, binaural stuff. So I couldn't get Instagram to log me in. I swear, every time I keep trying to log in on here, and it refuses to let me. But if you scroll all the way to the right in my highlights here, you can see a binaural stereo recording I made of Imogen Heap performing at uh in an underground nuclear facility, like decommissioned nuclear facility in Stockholm, I think it was. Or was it Oslo? It was Stockholm, at this Music Tech Fest event a few years ago, which is one of my favorite recordings. Also on my SoundCloud, you can find. Is that on my website now? I think I did put it up. No, it's on my old website, alexglow.com. So this one here is one that I recorded with the old Hook stereo audio headset. Basically, it allows you to do immersive audio, and the way that it works is that ideally you would have something shaped more like a human head, but in this case, what we've got is I've stuck it onto the sides of a box that my Omnivice came in, and let me know if this sounds different to you when I go in the right ear or the left ear and the right ear. Please tell me in the comments because I'm testing it out right now to see if I can if this system works for future videos. So I should be moving around in your headspace if you're using headphones, because it depends on using two different ears, which is how you localize audio. But basically the idea is you put microphones in your ears. You can wear these or you can put them on a fake head. The most important part is the pinnae here, the external parts of your ear that are like flesh and cartilage. And I'm a little concerned because I did a video for Raspberry Pi's latest release and it came out really, really, really quiet. So I need to have, if I'm gonna use it for videos, then I won't need it to be like audible, you know? Anyway, so let me know if that works or not. I do have this on just in case I need to switch to it. But yeah, so basically, the way that we perceive sound is partly by our ears, like external uh, structures shaping the sound waves as they go in, which is why you put mics in both your ears, you put them in these fake ears, and then you can pretend that that's it basically allows you to sort of make directional sound. And that's sort of like how a lot of ASMR stuff works, which is part of why I got these in the first place. So one of these recordings is from me wanting to make my own version of the raindrops on an umbrella type recordings. What was the third thing? Oh yeah, YouTube. Somewhere on YouTube I've got um I've got a recording of myself singing in a tunnel. And here we go. This guy. I'll put this in the description as well. So you can see the watermark from the Hook audio thing, but my new Sennheiser ones do not put a watermark on, and you can use them with any recording app, which is very exciting. So anyway, that's topic number 1. Tell me how the binaural stereo audio recording comes out. Does it sound spatial, or does it not? Is it way too quiet, or can you hear me? Uh, I see a few people on here, but I'm not getting responses. So just drop me a line at some point, and I might switch to regular mic for the rest of this, just in case it's not coming through. So let's see. Microphone. There we go. All right, now I know you can hear this. So, let's see. What else do we got? So besides that, I'm going to talk about my new KiCad components, which are coming along swimmingly. Shockingly, I've been making these on a whim. I made these like Halloween themed components. Sort of just got into the design part of it. Let me pull those up actually. And you can see here that I've been pulling together my personal set of components so that it's not going to break, or if it does, I can redo it very easily in the future, like happened before with my transition from KiCad 6 to KiCad 7, which caused KiCad to be broken for me, at least my designs, for like several years, partly due to burnout. So in order to actually make any new PCBs, I'd have to first fix my whole setup. So that's the process I've been doing for the last like couple of weeks, is just like getting this stuff up to scratch again. And I also want to have them be like my personal aesthetic flavor. Right now they're very bare bones. But you can see a few little artifacts like this little happy face and this little kitty face and whatever. But and these I really like. I was playing around with this sort of like custom shape for surface mount components. But anyway, let's see, where we go. The Halloweeny ones look like this. And I just basically was playing around with in Procreate, being like, what would like a Halloween set of components look like? Although I think for now what I'm going to be doing is just drawing the entire PCB and turning that into copper and silkscreen layers. But in the future, I'm thinking about doing more like themed versions because I think that'd be really fun, like themed sets of KiCad components. Yeah. As I was doing this, I was trying to find some of my old um, assets, and one of them is I actually found, I don't think this is the original design, but it is close enough. It's sort of reconstructed my Charmware logo for my little modular PCB jewelry stuff that I want to resurrect. And then also this Art Deco earring that I had. Wait, where's the other edge cuts thingy? Is it just buried under here? Yeah, okay. So this is an earring I designed with like an Art Deco version of my initials at the top. There's actually a hole here that you can wear it as an earring via. And then on the back there was just like an LED with a battery and a resistor and a switch so that you could, this actually makes a really cool pendant as well as an earring. And I'd like to turn it into a bolo tie as well. That's a whole thing that I'm like getting into now. But anyway, so I'm trying to really quickly though churn out something in time for SuperCon. I probably will not make it, but we'll see. See if Oshpart can do it, like a super swift service thing in time. Maybe ship it down to Pasadena or whatever. Besides that, I'm also working on stickers. So I'm going to post these on social media, and I would love to get people's opinion on the best one or ones. So a while ago, I went on a different spree of creating random stuff and made a ton of pixel art emoji for myself, which I used as signal stickers. And I think you can actually get that custom signal sticker set. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Custom signal sticker set. Signal stickers. Here we go. This website is unaffiliated with Signal itself, but you can find, what was it? What was it? What did I put it under? I don't think it's under Merlin. Although my old Archimedes stickers are, you can get custom sticker pack from that. Let me find the actual name of this one so I can look it up for you. I'm just gonna put one into a chat and then find the pack. Pixel Merlins. There we go. Okay. Why is it not showing up then? That's odd. Huh. Okay, I guess they are not on here. That's actually surprising. They're not classified as an SFW. Are they neuro? Huh. Very odd. Anyway, so I'm trying to turn these into little stickers, and I need feedback on what the coolest ones are. So they are designed under the Hexbin standard, Hexbin, which is these hexagonal stickers that you see everywhere. Oh, there's a blue owl! What is this? You can get yours listed on here if you go to the GitHub, but where's the standard? I know it's on here somewhere. Stickers, here we go. So if you design it as 2 inches high, and then it's a hexagon, then you'll be able to create your own ones. So I need to put a little bit of a margin on these, I think, because at least the hack-on is too close to the edge. It runs a danger of being cut off or something. But I'm really excited about the Archimedes ones. I just updated this pixel art version of him because I designed a very simple one that was monochromatic a few months ago, and now finally I like turned it into kind of a 3D version, which I'm just gonna put these on social media so that on Blue Sky and Mastodon so people can sort of tell me what they think about the different versions. But if you have opinions, let me know. This one's got my website on it. I don't think it's as cool looking. I tried putting that on 2 different sides. It didn't really work. Yeah. I'm not as much of a fan of the ones with just my name on them, or my name and my face, because that seems a little self-aggrandizing. But the pixels are cute and people really liked them, so I kind of like the themed ones, so maybe I'll do more for like that, for like different holidays and stuff. But in the meantime, I think I'll probably go with an Archimedes design because I like that better. It's a lot less awkward to hand out as well. Hackster made pins of both my face and Archimedes' face, and I hate giving them out because it's like, would you like a tiny me to put on your person or possessions? And it feels really awkward and like egotistical for some reason. But I like this a lot. Anyway, so a next subject is radio stuff. Today I went really deep on radio things when I was trying to focus on other stuff. So I've got this Baofeng radio. Let me just pull myself back up here. Woo! I've got it plugged into my computer actually because I was pulling the old programmed channels off of there. Hey Dre, what's up? You're up late. Aren't you well, you used to be in New York. Are you still out there or are you somewhere else now? Anyways, oh, I don't need to have this. You are up there still. Anyway, so I've been playing around with this Baofeng radio that I've had for a few years. Actually, my ex got it for me as a present for getting my ham license in like 2019. It was 2019 because it was DEF CON, and I got mine at the same time as Alvaro Prieto of the Unnamed Reverse Engineering podcast at DEF CON. So anyway, have this wonderful little blue Baofeng UV5R Plus radio, and I've been pulling the existing channels off of it, uh, basically with this chirp software, which allows you to program these via your computer. So this is a little plug that goes into your speaker and microphone jacks in there. And then it has a USB plug on the other end, and it talks to this chirp software, which is free. And you can pull off the info that's already on there, like so. You just connect to it over USB serial. And the first sets of channels that are pre-programmed into here, well, not pre-programmed. I got this as a chirp file from someone else, basically, with a whole bunch of channels programmed in. And so we've got the FRS channels, which are sort of one set of walkie-talkie frequencies. I think it's like family radio service. And then GMRS, which is like general something radio service, which is another sort of set of walkie-talkie frequencies. So we got all of those in there. And then there's also, I'm not sure what MURS is exactly, or these other ones actually, but then there's some other ones right at the end that I was trying to figure out what those are. I think they're for a specific event that has dedicated radio frequencies that everyone uses, channels. And yeah, so I gotta figure out what these other ones are, but I was just seeing what's already on there, and I'm going to program in some local repeaters. So having gotten my technician license, which is basically the lower one, it's too bad because it sounds cooler than the general license, which is the next level up where you can do more stuff. But anyway, so I'm trying to talk to some local repeaters and listen in on some nets maybe, which are these sort of like often weekly gatherings, sort of like chat rooms, but at a specific time where people in an area will get on a specific repeater and talk to each other. A repeater is sort of like, well, a lot of people are getting familiar with the concept of repeaters through Meshtastic. And it's basically like a big node that that sort of relays stuff between smaller nodes so that, oh, we got two versions of Dre. What's up? So, yeah, repeaters allow you to talk to other sort of smaller radios through a big ass radio that's mounted somewhere central, like Sutro Tower, or like Mount Diablo in the Bay Area. Both of those. So if I look up like San Francisco, there's a local group called SFARC, an amateur radio club or something. Yeah. And they're on W6PW repeater, which is not that. Huh. Getting some interesting stuff here. So if I look at W6PW on here, I'll find. Oops. Lol. I'll find Sutra Tower. And this is one of those ones that I had written down from before. And they've got repeater book just like helps you find local ones. Not only that, but also you can see when there is a net scheduled by the SF Amateur Radio Club. And then there's also, what is NARCC? Huh! Check it out. I'll have to check that out later. Another cool thing about ham radio is that you can join these different groups. So I actually ended up accidentally listening in for a second on a couple of people who were setting up radios for CERT, emergency communications. And there's how do you get to your certs for that? Okay, so funnily enough, this is CERT, not certs, but coincidence. So for ham radio, there's so much wonderful terminology around this. So people run exams where you have to basically answer a bunch of questions. They're randomly selected from a specific pool of questions that's updated occasionally. And the interesting thing about it is that you have all the answers available. You can some people like sell study guides, and there's also groups that will there's local radio groups that will run study sessions, including something called a ham cram, which is basically what Alvaro and Mohib and I did in the hallway in DEF CON before we took our tests, which is just like sit down and like try to mash it all into your brain and take the test before it goes away again. And there's a number of different strategies for that, but the short answer is, yeah, you study a bunch, you figure out the answers to each of the questions that's going to be on the exam, and it's stuff about like, what is this frequency band reserved for, what are these regulations around, like if you have a license but your kid doesn't have a license, can they touch the radio, blah 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 blah, and stuff like that. There's some stuff around like the electronics as well, which I want to get into, but later on. A sort of cheap and easy way to do it is I saw it recommended that you can just literally go down the study guide and read only the correct answers. And it's kind of cheating because you're using a different part of your brain where you're not necessarily storing the information, but you're just trying to toggle this, like, is it actually the P300 spike? It might be, this is a totally different area of interest for me, but yeah, I think it is. I could be lying. But so anyway, you're basically trying to trigger recognition instead of retaining the actual information. So it's kind of like a cheap way to do it, hacky way to do it, without necessarily actually integrating the information that you're studying. But it is a way to get your license, and then ideally, you go on to participate in the groups and like do stuff, and then you like become more familiar with it over time, and your license lasts for like 10 years. You get there's some places where they'll do like free or reduced price exams, some volunteer ones. Just check out local radio groups in your area and you'll be able to find that. So anyway, so you can get involved basically in these different emergency communications groups. There's CERT is like a citizens emergency radio team or something. I think this might be response teams, because I think that CERT is like a broader term for different ways that people get involved. Community emergency response team. There we go. And that basically is sort of a broader term for people who might be trained in various ways for helping in an emergency in your community. Whereas there's these two specific flavors of amateur radio emergency operation called Aries and Races. And they are basically run by two different groups. One of them, Aries, is run by the ARRL, which is the Amateur Radio Relay League or something like that. And Races is run by the government. So what happens is, let's see. This is the exact one I was looking for, but I expected to have to open it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, Aries is usually activated earlier, and I think independently by ARRL, and then like Races sort of gets called in on special occasions when their help is needed to help offer communication support to government emergency management offices. Interesting stuff around this. I found that there's an Oakland group as well. What is it? Orca. Oakland Radio. They have some info about getting started with Races. And they have a whole study list of requirements for getting involved with that. And I found that there's these sort of courses that you can complete online in order to sort of get certified for that. But unfortunately, it seems that those either no longer are up, or the URLs have changed, because now it just goes straight to the FEMA homepage. And I'm a little worried that maybe these have gotten taken down because of the hatchet job being done right now on everything that's public safety related. Hey! But anyway, there's ham study place that you can find. I think I bought study guides off of some other guy on the internet. But you can still look up the names of the courses and ideally come find out what those different study tracks are to get involved with that. I kind of want to take it just because I'm curious. I really am still digging out of burnout, and I don't have like the ability to really commit to stuff yet. And especially in the case of like being responsible for an area in an emergency, basically it sounds like with certs, what happens is that you take an exam after taking some trainings, and then you get sort of assigned a place that you report to, a specific station maybe, and sort of covering an area, helping to cover a specific area. And then, yeah, you get assigned to that. So it sounds like you can probably get involved without being, the sole point of failure if you're having a bad brain day. But I'm still just like, taking it really easy. Speaking of which, that's another page that I put up on my website recently. September, I guess. Um, Been a couple of months, but there's just a bunch of musings on my experience with burnout and digging out of it. I'm basically like, I would say 85 to 90% back. But if you ever wanted to like read a whole bunch of crap about mental self-care, go for it. Let's see. So there was like one or two other things I wanted to talk about. I definitely put something else in the description for this thing. I'm gonna find it. Immersive audio testing, we did that. My discontinued faves! Yes! Okay, so the name of this broadcast is a little like doom and gloom, but I promise you these things are really cute, and that's partly why they're my faves, but they're also really functional. So I'm just gonna go through them one by one. So part of the whole deal with this radio stuff was I got re-excited about it because I was messing around with this, which is I've been trying to use my phone less. Basically, it's an old iPod Shuffle, I think generation 6 or something. And it's got different settable watch faces. One main thing I use my phone for, and for another main thing I use my phone for, music and audiobooks. And also, turns out this thing has radio, which I remember using back in the day. You can get these with like replaced batteries and stuff on eBay, but it's a little bit difficult to know that they'll actually work. So this is one that I used to have that I replaced the screen on, and miraculously it still works. But the really cool thing about this, in my opinion, is that you can get FM radio on it because it uses the headphones wire as an antenna. So it won't let you use the radio unless you have your headphones plugged in, which I think is kind of awesome. It turns out you can also use a regular audio cable. So what I've been doing lately is I got this thingy. This cable that came with the thingy is a little short for it because it won't really do the antenna part well. But you can see that now I have radio reception, and this is actually the local emergency radio response frequency. So you can find local guides to your local emergency radio response stations. This one is just a regular news station, but it's also like the official one for Alameda County. And then there's two different ones for San Francisco County. There's one on AM and one on FM. And then so this thing is a little Bluetooth. It's like an audio TRS to Bluetooth adapter, and you can set it to receive or transmit. In this case, I'm using it to transmit to my super comfortable bone conduction headphones that I basically am using all the time that I'm awake. Well, I'm always wearing them, but what I like about them is that I'm never gonna lose them because they're super comfy. And they're either like around my neck like this, which is, they're not gonna fall off, it's amazing, or they're like on my head and I'm listening to stuff. And I go through so many audiobooks with these things, like checking them out from the library with Libby, or like getting them on Libro.fm. Love it. But anyway, so now I can listen to my little iPod guy with the radio over Bluetooth on my super comfy headphones. And it makes me so happy because I tried doing it with like a set of earbuds, but it's just really uncomfortable, especially if you're trying to like run or whatever. So I'm trying to jog more, and like, it's nicer when you got stuff going on, and the bone conduction headphones let you pass through audio so you can still hear what's going on around you and stay situationally aware. as you're listening to your cool stuff and going on a little run. So the other cool thing about this one is that the specific model from Alluratech, they have two different ones at Best Buy when I was looking. And one of them is $10 cheaper, but this one can function either way. So you could also plug it into like a TV or whatever and pipe audio from another device to that TV over the audio jack, which I think is pretty cool. So anything can be sort of an audio source for anything else that has an audio jack, or vice versa. It's wonderful. But most of the time, this is saved in here as a favorite frequency. You can see the little star on there. But what's usually what I've got on here is, where do I see my like faves? Oh, here we go. You just like swipe on it, or no, you hit the info thingy, and then you've got your favorites, and there's this wonderful local jazz station, 91.1 FM, and it's just awesome. I spent like a few hours listening to that yesterday, and it just makes me so happy. So now I can like set this up in sort of a central location in my apartment, and then when I'm going out, I can just grab them and like toss them in like my bag or whatever, and have my Bluetooth headphones on, and it's fantastic. Oh, so that's only the first discontinued thing that I love. I was just talking to some people about my favorite pens, and this is my favorite fountain pen of all time. I love aesthetically gorgeous things. I think that they are the spice of life, and I, of course, have taken the other ones away from here. One of my faves is the Lamy Safari, but it tends to clog a lot more. This is a superhero fountain pen. Basically, these used to be sold for $2.50 to $3 on jetpens.com, the best place for stationery that I've ever found. Also a huge hazard to my budget. But it's a tiny little plastic fountain pen that's basically indestructible, and they come in all these different colors. They look like candy. Pilot still makes ones that are like a brush pen and I think a felt tip pen maybe. But the fountain pen is apparently, I went to buy some more because I'm down to two. They are a little easy to misplace, but also I give them away. Used to anyway. Now I'm holding on to these two until they like kick the bucket, because, or I do. Like, we're never to be parted again, because apparently now the only place to get them is on eBay for like $40 a pop, which is not optimal. So clinging onto these. The cool thing is, well, there's many cool things about them, but yeah, basically, I've left these in like a drawer for multiple years in a row, and they just instantly write. They don't have fine tipped ones, but if you're a fountain pen person, you probably know that you can grind a fine nib onto one of these if you wanted a fine tip onto the nib. There we go. They also take these short cartridges. I think they're called like a short international cartridge, but I got a bunch of those. And also, I refill them usually, so I tend to use other fountain pen inks that I then syringe into a used cartridge. And I got a few favorites of those that I could go into if y'all are curious. Oh man, they're so nice. So that, very sad. If anyone has one that they're no longer so enthralled with, please send it my way. And then the third thing is right here. This is the light blue bean. I've talked about this before, so I'll keep it short. This is a tiny little Bluetooth controlled IoT controller. And this was discontinued a long time ago, maybe even like 7 or 8 years ago, maybe. I could be lying about that. Maybe like 6 years ago. Anyway, so Bluetooth controlled. What's cool about the Bluetooth control is that they had a phone app that you could use to program it with an Arduino code from your phone, and someone else made an app called Handy BLE, which I think might have to do with German because handy is telephone, or is like cell phone. And anyway, so it allowed you to create custom graphical user interfaces like buttons and switches and sliders and stuff on any mobile device that would talk to said Arduino applications, and you could just like you could edit it. Like I used one of these for like a wearable, like an LED tattoo, I called it. I did a whole series of these things where basically I attached LEDs to my arms with various different methods. I'll pull them up. I'll show you. And one of them was with this. Anyway, it's called the Light Blue Bean, by the way, from Punch Through Design. And so I made some LED tattoos using this thing, and I hacked on it at Science Hack Day, which was a whole awesome series of things, of events going on for a number of years. Ariel Waldman and co. put them on. But here's one version. Do 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 do. And basically, I was standing in the line to present at Science Hack Day and reprogramming like and updating the code from my phone, like as I stood there in line, because you could just do that. And look, you could like this is 3 different GPIO pins that it's talking to with circuit stickers, which are a collaboration between Bunny Huang and I've forgotten the other person. Is it Jiechi? Circuit stickers. Oof. Also my from Chibitronics. Here we go. My lighting has just turned itself off because it's been a couple hours since I turned them on. So now we're in the dark. I gotta cut this off soon. Anyway, so circuit stickers. Oh yeah, I was gonna try figuring out who made these. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Who made them? Yeah, it is Jiechi and Bunny Huang. So anyway, lots of beautiful stuff that you can do with these. And they are not discontinued, but this light blue bean is, very sadly. Another anecdote about that, as I said, my lights have partly gone off. But that's where I first met Simone Yet, who was working at Punch Through Design when she started doing her whole useless robots thing, which is awesome. I thought she looked like Avril Lavigne. It was awesome. Anyway, oh, here's the third one too. But you can find all these LED tattoo projects on my Hackster, and I either have them on my website or they soon shall be on there. Here's the Punch Through Design one. The thing is that when they discontinued this device, they actually open sourced the files to create it. Basically, it was created as a loss leader for this Bluetooth consulting firm where they would help you design your own Bluetooth IoT system. And so as part of that, they created this controller that was sort of at a loss for them. And it has this little proto board on it. It's got a bunch of GPIOs. It's got a built-in RGB LED. It's got an accelerometer. It's got a temperature sensor, and it's got that Bluetooth chip, and it runs on a coin cell. It's just so good. And now in combination with the adapters that Carrie of Alpenglow has made. I've talked about this a bunch before. I should log off, but I'll link it to you below. Basically, Carrie's made an adapter that allows you to run coin cell powered things off of USB power, and it's fantastic. And that way you can like either daisy chain them together or just like run one of these indefinitely without wasting CR2032 coin cells, which is beautiful. I'll put these links into the description. These different tattoo guys. And I think it should be on my under my hardware projects over here. And I'll put that site link up again. Wearable tech. Okay, so here's the animated LED tattoo one with the light blue bean. And here are the others too. Okay, awesome. They're already up. So go check those out if you're interested. And one final thing is that if anyone's interested in my whole learning to make my own symbols and footprints and whatever, let me know. This is a private page that I've been putting up for myself, putting together my little notes on there, and eventually I'll share that with everyone as sort of like a public tutorial, but there's plenty out there already. Honestly, I just sort of wanted to keep my own little notes of stuff that I often forget in one place. But in the meantime, stay tuned for more about these custom components. I'm ideally gonna have a new cool giveaway PCB, like a small one for SuperCon, something that would be affordable to make a bunch and give a bunch away for sort of trades. a huge part of cons and conferences. But yeah, this is just my little setup. Like we got an 8-pin dip chip. We got an RGB LED through hole. We got a AA battery holder. We got a piezo buzzer, NPN transistor, haptic vibration motor, micro SD holder. We've got CR2032 and CR1225 coin cell batteries, 6mm button, a little 1x2 header, just ideally for power, but or whatever. A slide switch that's reinforced with mechanical soldered legs, a through-hole resistor, and a surface mount resistor. I keep forgetting that the zooming is different from on-shape. A single through-hole for reasons or whatever. A through-hole LED. Ah! And then a surface mount side switch, and then a smaller one. So a small one and a big one. And that's basically what I got over there. I'll be sharing all of those. You can also go find those Halloween versions of these that I was designing, and look out for future sort of sets for the future. As you can see, we got some fun ideas going on here. Little flame demon, dagger, fangs, bones, skeleton hands, and stuff. And much more to come on that subject. And then also tell me which of these. I'm going to put up a little poll about different stickers that I have designed and which ones you think I should get made and release eventually. I really like these, but which one is the best? Ah, it's hard to say. There's two of them. Some of them are very similar. Like this one has no drop shadow on the owl. This one does. I kind of like this sort of like drop shadow effect on the pixel art for Archimedes' head. It looks really cool in my opinion. Anyway, I mean, of course I think it's cool I made it, but it's easy to like what you make when you follow your own aesthetic style. Go figure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the binaural audio at the start of this stream. Let me know what you think about the best sticker designs, and let me know if you would be interested in other specific themed sets of KiCad components for your own fiendish purposes. All right, have a good night. Hopefully I'll be feeling better next week, and I'll actually go live at a reasonable hour. Like I'm trying to go for 10:30 a.m. so that every week there's something at 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday Pacific time, either Hackster Cafe or one of these. For now, have a great night and hack on.